Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank weekend preview, brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout the Metro New Orleans area and into Florida as well. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. We start with prep because we get underway with some pretty interesting stuff in prep sports. You haven't seen it before, you're going to see it tonight. Prep Wrestling live at SportsNola.com. Tape delayed on WHNO Saturday at 3. Not only that, but Prep Wrestling outdoors at John Ryan Stadium as the storied program of Jesuit with 23 state championships takes on another storied program in St. Paul's. 6 p.m. departure, and sure looking forward to that, Lenny.
It's going to be fun. I love doing things that are different. So much of what we see is the same old, and this is different, and I like that. And I think it's a chance to expose wrestling to a different audience. I think we'll have some viewers tuned in both on the live stream and on TV that maybe haven't seen a dual meet before. Maybe we create some more wrestling fans as a result of that. Although obviously it's a very popular sport in this area. You have seen firsthand the overflow crowds at the Pontchartrain Center for the state championship for basically the last couple of decades, which unfortunately won't be the case anymore beginning this spring, but that's for another day. Still, this is going to be an intriguing event, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it certainly will be. We sure do look forward to it. And we urge you to watch live at SportsNola.com at 6 p.m. this evening. And, of course, football, check out SportsNola.com because there's 71 games being played on Thursday night. Many games already scheduled on Thursday night, which is a Week 10 phenomenon every year. But a whole bunch of games have been moved up from Friday to Thursday because of impending weather all over the state. So check SportsNola.com for the listing of the games being played on Thursday night and a preview of some of the best games that we have up on the site as well. Which leads us to Friday night, where a lot of games are still going to be played, including perhaps the most intriguing game and most important game in the state, as perennial power Lutcher takes on De La Salle. District championship is on the line, high seeds in the upcoming playoffs, and you can watch it right here at SportsNola.com and on WHNO Saturday at noon. Should be a great one.
It should be, and the interesting thing about this is one of these teams is going to win. Only one of them is going to win a district championship, but come Sunday when the brackets are out, they are both strong contenders to win state championships. But, again, only one can win a district title. That's what comes first, and we'll get a chance to see that unfold Friday night.
Yeah, we hope you get a chance to check it out. Of course, the original Friday night, you can watch it at SportsNola.com. Our scoreboard that goes along with it at SportsNola.com for night. We'll keep you updated on scores Thursday night as well at SportsNola.com. So follow along. You'll enjoy. Radio game on Saturday. Rummel trying to clinch their outright district championship. Well, they've already clinched that, but they try to finish off an undefeated district season against St. Augustine at 2 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM. Turning our attention to college football, it's homecoming for Tulane. They've got Connecticut 3 p.m. at Yulman Stadium. It's kind of an afterthought because of the big game in Tuscaloosa, but this is a chance for Tulane with homecoming to make some noise, get back on the winning track, and maybe close out the season with a chance to become bowl eligible.
Yeah, and look, like we talked about the other day, they're 2-6 at this point. They've beaten the 2 teams they were supposed to beat. They've lost to the 6 teams they were supposed to lose to. Now you've got some winnable games in the month of November. Sure, you'd like to be 3-5 or 4-4 going in, but you're 2-6. A chance to maybe finish strong enough perhaps to earn a bowl berth. Well, you got to take it one game at a time. Starting Saturday with a lot of the alumni back on campus.
And of course, the big story of the weekend is LSU at Alabama. All of the focus there in Tuscaloosa, tied a 5.5-point favorite. LSU undefeated, number 2 in the first poll, if you will, for the Final Four that came out earlier this week, and obviously means nothing if they can't beat Alabama.
This is, I don't want to say it's an elimination game, but
it is.
It could be. It really could be. I think LSU stands a reasonable chance, being that they're higher up, if they were to lose close on the road to maybe win the last 3 and still get in to the 4. But all that remains to be seen how it's all going to play out. Of course, if you do that, then you're beating Ole Miss in the process. It creates perhaps a 3-way tie for the West. So we'll see, exactly what happens there. And just in terms of, the ramifications, obviously, it's 2 against 4 as you look at those first college football playoff rankings, which you can't put a lot of stock in, as we found out last year. They're going to move teams from week to week. Teams have to play their schedules out. It's not necessarily ranking the best teams. It's based on what they've actually done on the field. And a lot of really good teams haven't played good schedules up until this point. They'll play better schedules in November, Red, Big 12. So a lot of football to go, and it starts with a huge one in Tuscaloosa.
Tiger offensive line versus the Alabama defensive line. Big matchup, both very physical and very good, and we look forward to it. The New Orleans Saints on Sunday try to extend their winning streak, and boy, it's going pretty well right now. And they're back to 500, a chance to get over 500 against a bad team, Tennessee, who's won one game, and they've lost, 6 in a row, and they've had a bad time of it, and they fired a coach, and here they are coming to town, and who knows who quarterbacks the team, and they can't run the ball. Should be a win for the Saints, right?
You never play these games on paper. That's the thing. You never play these games on paper. I'm surprised. Actually, the Saints are only a touchdown favorite in this game. I was kind of surprised at that. But, still in all, this is a Tennessee team that in theory should not come in here and win, but you still got to go out and play the game. And I think, like you said, there's so many uncertainties with what you might see from the visiting side with a new coach, with which quarterback exactly ends up playing, you don't know at this point. So that makes preparation a little bit harder as a result. So, Drew Brees, just go do what you did last week, and that ought to probably take care of things.
Last but not least, the Pelicans at home Friday night against the Hawks, who are 4-1, a good team, and the Pelicans are not. They're 0-4. Injuries continue to be a problem. Anthony Davis not playing up to snuff to this point, and, of course, defense non-existent. So that's been the equation. It's a very negative equation, and obviously it's one that has to end soon if this team wants to be relevant come January or February.
I think so. And you got to get healthy. But you really got to start playing better with the guys you have out there. There's only so many excuses you can make for injuries. And, after Atlanta, you got a back-to-back essentially against Dallas. You go to Dallas for a game on Saturday. They come back in here on Tuesday, I believe it is. And then you hit the road for 3 after that, including a stop in Atlanta. So that's basically Atlanta-Dallas who you're playing the next 4 games. That's who you've got to deal with. That's 2 very good teams. It's a tough challenge, but again, you got to start righting the ship here at some point.
All right, Lenny, thanks. Have a great weekend.
And one last thing before we go, let's send a shout-out and congratulations to our friends at the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and the All-State Sugar Bowl. Back in the big game business with the national championship game coming in January 2020 for the college football playoff.
Read all about it at sportsnoah.com. Big win for New Orleans. That's our first NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and into Florida. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of sportsnoah.com. Have a great weekend.
See you Monday.
He's Lenny. I'm Kenny. You have a great weekend as well, and God bless you.